Hello, 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 good people. I am Dr. Hollie Kelly. This is Dr. Kelly's Perspective for a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. It is February 23rd. It is my big brother's birthday, Dr. Michael Imani, and a dear friend, Jennifer. Hey, Jen. Listen, bringing nuggets throughout the month from the diaspora. Because in celebration of Black History Month, although I am Black, 365, 724. Listen, I want to I want to remind us of something, especially if you are a woman of African descent, if you love a woman of African descent. Last week, I had a doctor's appointment. I'm driving to the doctor's appointment, and I happen to be listening to a webinar on women's health, and in particular, heart health, cardiovascular health. I was blown away. I was literally blown away to learn that cardiovascular disease causes more. It is the heart disease is the number one cause of death for women in the United States. And for Black women in particular, we die from cardiovascular disease more than breast cancer, lung cancer, and it was three: breast cancer, lung cancer, and strokes combined. We are dying. And the vast majority of us are unaware that we have cardiovascular issues, that there's heart disease forming. We're talking about Black History Month. We need to be around to make some history. So I listened to that webinar all the way in on my commute to my doctor's appointment. I do not have high blood pressure, never have had high blood pressure. I went in, and of course they weigh you and do your blood pressure. My blood pressure was high. It was high. She came, she said, "Oh, I'll come back, come to the doctor's office makes people nervous." I don't get nervous going to no doctor's office. She comes back a few minutes later, it is higher. And so I of course taught that, brought that to the doctor's attention, and he was not at all concerned. He said, "Well, what you can do is go buy a home blood pressure kit and just monitor it yourself. I'm not worried about it at all." I'm bringing that extra part up because just hearing, hey, Pastor Ron, thanks for all who are jumping on here. Just hearing about how we are dying at alarming rates, extreme health disparities between African American and white women here in the US in particular, globally, but here in the US. And the fact that we don't even know our numbers, that was one of the what the doctors was talking about. We've got to know our numbers. Eric G. Reed. So I went and bought me a blood pressure. Well, actually, I didn't have to buy one because Ira has one. So I went and I've been straight with my blood pressure ever since. My point is two points. Number one, we've got to take better care of ourselves. Main factors that contribute outside of genetics: high blood pressure, being overweight, being obese, and having diabetes. Okay, so we've got to get those things under control, and it is nothing that we cannot do. I don't care if it's a little difficult to do. We've got to. Wanda, a few weeks ago, losing someone from a heart attack. So we have got to be alert and aware of our numbers. I monitor my blood pressure now, and I don't even have high blood pressure. But knowing your numbers matters. That's the first point. The second point I want to make us aware of, that drive in, listening to that, and seen, even though I thought I was fine, like, oh wow, yikes, I gotta know my numbers. I went in, I left there saying, I want a blood panel of everything. I went in there for some completely different. I said, I want a complete blood panel. Do me, take all of it. I need to know what's going on here. But the other part is that short amount of stress, 45 minutes worth of stress that I was just listening to. If we are living in an environment of stress and anxiety and fear, I promise you it is impacting you. I didn't think it was. I mean, I didn't physically feel anything, but your body knows. Your body knows. Stress and anxiety. Absolutely, Dr. Holman. So I want us, as we go through Black History Month, I want us to be deliberate about taking care of ourselves, about finding out our numbers. Oh, girl, I feel fine. We can get used to anything. The body keeps the score. My body knew. My body knew, and it registered. We need to be deliberate about taking care of ourselves, about taking care of our health. When it kills more Black women in the US than breast cancer, lung cancer, and stroke combined, that's enough to make us find out what is going on individually. We've got to do what it takes to get our blood pressure, diabetes, especially type 2. We've got to get that under control. Our weight, obesity, we've got to get under control because it keeps score and it's taken too many of us out. We've got so much life left to live and life left to give, but we got to be here to do that. So that is where I'm coming from today on Black History Tip from the diaspora. We can do better. We deserve to do better for ourselves and our families and our communities. Okay. I love you too, Eric. Okay, so hey, Pamela. Um, let, let's get our numbers under control. Let's find out about our numbers. Healthcare professional Tanya, make sure you back up and listen from the beginning because it was scary to me. And he was like, not at all concerned. I'm like, no, 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 no. I need to find out what's going on with my blood pressure. Okay, so let's not take it for granted, and let's get our numbers together. In the meantime, please take real good care of yourselves.